here's a video for making a chart for the Alan Stone tune Unaware. I'm going to open Finale, go to New, Document with Setup Wizard. I'm going to choose handwritten style, either is fine. I tend to like using handwritten style. And for the type of staff I want, I'm going to go to Voices, and then Voice No Staff Name, and Add. Then I'm going to click Next. Right, here's where I'm going to put my title. The composers, I'm just going to go ahead and put their last names. And I'm going to list myself as the arranger. You list yourself. Let's make that correct. And then I'll just delete everything else. All right, so we're in the key of B major, 4/4. I'm going to put swing 16ths for the groove. And our BPM is about 60 beats per minute. When we sketched out our original form, we decided this was going to be 60 measures. So I'm going to turn that into 60. All right, go ahead and finish. All right, I can go up here now with my little arrow tool here. I'm going to just erase score, and I'm going to move swing 16ths over to the left. For my first 4 measures, I'm going to make these 2 measures per system because we have a lot of rhythms going on in our intro. So I'm going to go and select my, my staff tool. So I'll go back and just grab these 4 measures and go back to my staff tool and go to Utilities, Fit Measures. This is how you're going to determine how many measures you want per system. So I'm going to put 2. And then for the rest of my piece, I'd like it to be 4 measures per system. So fit measures and 4. Okay. Now I can go ahead and start getting the rhythms in for my intro. So I'm going to go up to my simple entry tool and we start with a half note. It doesn't matter where these go on the staff because they're going to turn into rhythmic notation. Okay. Oop, get rid of the tie there. Half note, quarter, quarter. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this down to my second line because it's the same thing. You can do that by selecting all of this and pressing Command C, then selecting all of this and pressing Command V. And you can just go ahead and delete this. I wanted to bring that down. All right, now I'm going to push Shift and click each measure. And I'm going to go to my measure tool right here. And I'm going to I want to be on my staff tool. Here we go, staff tool right here. And I'm going to go Control click and select O2 rhythmic notation. So automatically that just turns it into rhythmic notation for us. I'm going to put a little repeat on these first 2 bars. By just clicking back there, that gives me my repeat. I'm going to take my arrow tool and just move these up a little bit because they're a bit in the way. Okay, and then I can go ahead and start entering my chords here for the intro. So we have an E major 7 chord. Oop, wrote that wrong. E major 7. We have a D sharp minor 7. Yes. Can always just click through that. The computer's recognizing some new chord symbols. Then we have F sharp, major 7, E major 7, D sharp minor 7, C sharp minor 7, and D sharp minor 7. As you can see right now, the chords are a bit jumbled up on our first line. A really easy way to fix that is just go right here to your page layout tool, and you can simply just click and drag the measure down so it looks a little neater. There we go. Okay, so for my verse, I don't have any very specific rhythmic notation, so I'm just going to put chord slashes. So to start, I'm going to just take my quarter note from my simple entry tool and just fill this up with quarter notes. They can be on any line you want. Then I'm going to go back to my staff tool here, select, and oops, lost it there. There we go. And click O1/notation. Okay. So since the first line is almost the exact same as the second, I'm just going to go ahead and enter it in here and then copy and paste. So I have G major 7, D sharp minor 7, C sharp minor 7. Be careful that they come on the correct beat. This D sharp minor 7 comes a bit later. Got E major 7, D sharp minor 7. I'm just getting these from looking at the sheet music and looking at where the bass line falls. Oh, D sharp minor 7. All right, so I'm going to copy and paste this for my second line. And the only thing that changes is this right here, this D minor 7 becomes a D dominant 7. So I'm going to take my chord tool here and just replace that. So a D sharp 7 or a D sharp dominant 7. There we go. And I'm going to keep saving my work as I go along so it doesn't get deleted. We'll say this is a demo. Okie dokie. So I'm going to go to my page layout tool and just drag everything down again because it's gotten a little jumbled again. So now I've got my intro and my verse, and I'm going to start putting some rehearsal letters in so I can keep myself organized as I go. So I want to go to the expression tool. I'm going to click here, and it's already up here, rehearsal marks. So I'm just going to push assign. So here's my intro. And I'm also going to put a sign here. This is my verse. Okay. So now we get into the chorus. There are some specific rhythms. It goes da, da, da. So that's not something that we can notate with slashes. We need to have some rhythmic notation in there. So I'm going to enter this with my simple entry tool again. I have a half note, a dotted quarter note, and a anticipation going into the next measure. All right, so then I'm going to go to my staff tool again, select, I want to control click, and I'm going to turn that into rhythmic notation. Now my next bar, it's okay for that to be in almost all slash notation except for the last beat there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and just make those first 3 slash notation. And this last guy, because it's a bit more of a hit, I'm going to make it rhythmic notation. Okay, moving on. Have some more rhythmic notation here. Oh, and that was meant to be a tie, another anticipation, and then just another 4 slashes. So I'll just get this all in and then go in with my staff tool. All right, so this is going to be rhythmic notation. This is going to be slash. Again, I'm just control clicking to bring this up. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to copy and paste this. Because it stays just about the exact same. And I'm going to start entering some chords. So I have E major 7, D sharp minor 7. I'm just taking this all right off that sheet music. C sharp minor 7. This is going to be a D sharp minor 7. E major 7. D sharp minor 7, E major 7, oop, that's okay if it's scrunched, I'll show you how to fix that, F sharp, and C sharp minor 7, and a D sharp minor 7 on this last slash. Okay, so it's a bit scrunched up here, as you can see. What you can do is go to your measure tool here, and you can just drag this out. For certain measures where there's a lot of rhythmical figures, this can be really helpful. Oh, it's not wanting to let me do that. Let's see here. There we go. And then I can take my pointer tool and just sort of space them so they look more legible. I'm going to do that with my measure down here because it's the same rhythmical figure. Okay, and because it's the exact same, I'm actually going to just go ahead and do another copy and paste. Oh, Apple C, Apple V. Just do a little housekeeping down here. Stretch the sky a bit more. It's not wanting to let me. There we go. Okay. Back to my arrow tool. Cool. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and assign a new rehearsal marking here. Letter C. All right, great. So I've got my intro, verse, chorus. Now I'm going to go back and put in my post-chorus. It's very similar to the verse. The first two bars are the same. So I can just go Apple C, Apple V. And then we've got a bit of rhythmic notation we want to put in. Half note, a dotted half note, and then a tie over into some slashes. Very similar to the chorus here. All right, so I'm going to turn this into rhythmic notation, control click, and I'm going to turn this into slash notation, control click again, slash notation. All righty. Go back with my chord tool. This is an E major 7. This is a D sharp minor 7. C sharp minor 7. Alrighty. Again, little housekeeping. I'm going to drag this down so that we can see everything a bit better. Okay. Now I'm into verse 2. Now in our demos, in our sketch, we decided that we were going to put in another verse and then do a DSL coda. So since I've already got my verse here, I can just select the full 8 bars. This is when finale really comes in handy, Apple C. Or if you don't want to do that, you can also go up to edit, copy, same thing. And then Command V. Okay, and it's automatically assigned that a new rehearsal letter. Great. All right, so I've got my verse in there. Now I want a DSL coda. So I'm going to go back to my repeat tool here. Remember, you can always get your tools from here too as well. And I'm going to click right above the place where I want that to occur. And here I'm going to press DS, oh, there it is, DSL coda, select. Okay. And it's put it a little lower than I would like, so I'm just going to get my little, oop, hang on, Apple Z, made a mistake there, my little arrow tool and get that where I'd like. Drag that chord down, there we go. Okay, so now all this tells us is we need to go back to the sign, but we haven't specified yet where that sign is. I want us to go back to the chorus. So I'm going to go get my repeat tool again, go to the chorus, and push the sign tool, or excuse me, the sign symbol, select. Okay. and just go ahead and drag that up right to the beginning of the bar. So now we know once we get here, we're gonna jump up here. We also need to say, where is the coda? And when do we jump to the coda? So I just want us to play this chorus, and I want us to jump here to coda. Okay? Drag that up. Drag my chord symbol down here a bit. All right, and then over here at my other page, this is where I want my coda to appear. And again, just drag that up a bit. Alrighty, so on the next page, we just have our post-chorus, but it appears twice. And there's a slightly different chord pattern at the end of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my post-chorus here, oopsies, and I'm going to Command C, Command V, and I'm just going to paste it twice. Again, I'm going to take my layout tool and move it down a bit so it's not so in the way. And I'm all good except for these last two bars. The chords change a bit. So what I want to do is I'm going to just go ahead and paste these slashes right here. So now I have two empty bars, and I've got an E major 7, a D sharp minor 7, a D sharp sus, or excuse me, D sharp sus 7 sus, and D sharp 7. All right, so there's my post-chorus. Now this thinks that I've created two different sections, but in fact that is just one section, so I'm just gonna take my pointer tool and drag this G down. Alrighty, now I've got my bridge. The really important thing about this bridge is that it's 6 bars long, so I do not want to be starting my chorus right here. So I'm gonna just select these by going Shift, click, click. Go to Utilities, Fit Measures 2. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars in my bridge here. And I'm just going to fill that up with some quarter notes. You can just fill up 1 bar with quarter notes and copy and paste that, whatever your style is. All right, I'm going to highlight those, go back to my staff tool, control click / notation. All right, now I'm going to go to my chord tool, E minor 7, B major 7, D minor 7, A major 7, oop, miswrote that, A major 7. And you know what, before no, that's okay, C major 7 and F sharp 7. And I'm gonna just keep saving as I go. All right, so for the rest of the song, until the very end, I'm gonna want 4 bar phrases. So I'm gonna go back to Utilities, Fit Measures, and click 4. There we go, and then I'm just gonna have those 2 measures at the end, that's fine. Because now I have another chorus. But what happened with this chorus is it modulates. So this is where we're going to use our tool, the key signature tool. So it's right here, or it's in your tools. And I'm gonna click on this bar. And I'm gonna go ahead and go into my new key, which is the key of D. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna go back to my chorus. I'm gonna see if it will just modulate automatically. Let's figure this out together here. Okay, it didn't modulate automatically, but I'm going to go back here and specify again what I want my key signature to be, and I believe it will do so. So I'm going to double click here. Oh. D, okay. All right, great. There we go. So you can see right here it's given the person a warning that they're going to be modulating, and then here we have our new key. I'm just going to delete that sign carried over and the to coda. Alrighty, cool. Almost there. Now we have our last post-chorus where we've got a cue. So we're going to put double repeats. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this. I may have to do the same thing I just did. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go here, put my new key in. You could also just enter this manually, but I believe this is a bit faster. All right, and this is the post-chorus. So I'm going to put repeats around it because it's going to go to the cue. In a minute, I'm going to show you how we're going to put in all those text cues. But for now, let's just finish off the song. It ends with these 2 bars, but no F sharp minor 7. So just go ahead and delete that. Alrighty, and let's go back to my formatting tool and just drag everything down a bit so it doesn't look so jumbled. Okay, and then again here, I'm going to go to my measure tool and just drag this out a bit because we do have quite a lot of rhythmic notation there, and it's easier to see if we make the bar bigger. Alrighty. Somehow along the way here, I lost my coda. Let me put that in again. All right, there we go. And then here I'm going to put repeat until cue. This is just with my text tool. And I can just grab that and put it about there. And I'm also, while I've got this text tool out, I'm gonna put up here that I'm doing this intro 3 times. These are the type of things I would recommend highlighting when you give to the band so they can be extra aware of them. Okay, another thing I need to do is go ahead and go back to my measure tool and put a double bar line at the end of each section. This just helps us, again, keep our music more organized, super simple. I'm just gonna go to the end of each section, give that double bar line. You don't need to do this if there's a repeat. And this has already done it for us there. We hit the key change. Alrighty. So there you go. There's your chart. You've got your rehearsal markings in, you've got your rhythm changes, your time slashes, and it's really, really, really nice and organized. It's a long song and the band can quickly read it. All right, good luck.